I'm here. How are we all doing? It's been one of those weeks. Are we enjoying all the Mars and Virgo? No. Oh, heck. I'll tell you. So, we're getting ready for the Lionsgate portal within the Twin Flame connection. And there could be some tension. So, the tension will be coming from ego. We will be very opinionated. We will be very in our feels. We can be going from one polarity to another. 1 minute we're going to be like, ooh, ooh, ooh. The next minute we're going to be, ooh, ooh, ooh. So, you know, don't take it personal. Probably going to be like this for a bit. Hi, giggle. So, you know, Mars and Virgo is the warrior of the mind. Much ado about nothing. There can be things we can do, and, you know, to be on purpose and mission, we need to be aware of what we can do. And the first thing I heard was, Bob the Builder, can we fix it? But remember, don't go into mission mode of trying to fix something where it's not your job. So the mind at the moment is going in circles, and it's asking us to be creative, but we're at war with each other. And war with each other, it's a bit like with yourself, really, because you're going to be in one mindset. You're going to be, I directly understand, and then you're going to want this really deep energy, because Mars is very Scorpio in nature, so it wants intimacy, connection, love. There could be jealousy that comes up. There could be insecurities. There could be anger and aggression. And then on the other octane, we could be extremely logical and go, things happen. This too shall pass. You know? So, this morning, YILDIZ was trying to work out how to use bloody Instagram. I'm telling you, it's not we want to know how to use technology. We have to know how to use technology. Let's have a look at the masculines. Oh, emotional balance in reverse. Well, are we surprised? Especially because Virgo asks us to look at the current situation, and we can be questioning our dreams and questioning our beliefs. A really poor way to manifest. And I did say this Lionsgate portal could be a little bit complicated depending on how you deal with your ascension and your spirituality. I'm trying to get information videos together in between the very large schedule I have. I've got a client's read to do today. I have the tips for the moon, and I also have the moon energy update. So members, keep an eye out. I will put it through to you as soon as they're done. It's going to be one of those days. We haven't even got to the weekend. So we do have a webinar online, and it is to support the twins. It is going to be American time on the 8th. It's 10 a.m., which is a Monday for Australia on the 9th. So go through to the website if you want to join it. It's not very expensive. And it's a group session for support. We can give you some tips within your zodiac sign. We can talk about our experiences. And you've got someone to keep you company. You know, because it can be a very testing path being on the twin flame path. It's not the easiest. I was reading this article, as I mentioned, on Instagram this morning, because this freak cake decided to wake up at, well, I do wake up quite early. I was up at 3. Twin goes to work, so I'm up at 3, being productive, cleaning, getting things ready. And sometimes there are posts on Facebook, and they talk about things. And this woman had mentioned her third eye was open. And going through an awakening, and lately her third eye has been closed, and so I pop in now and then, and I'll chuck in some of my spiritual education and share it with individuals free of charge to keep me fresh. Anywho, so they were like, congratulations. I'm like, commiserations. You know, an awakening is one of the most blessed things we can have, but at the time we don't feel it. You're going to see the numbers. You're going to see the synchronicities. You're going to have to really purge a lot of ego to the point you feel squeezed out like a bloody wretched sponge. And it's hard. It's a bitter pill to swallow when you are directly looking at your shadow and, you know, trying to really work through that. On the members page, so it is information box under the video, which it'll probably be there after. Or on the main page, there's the join button. Yes. And so those of you that have been having short sessions with me lately, it is because initially all the sessions were on Fridays, and now I've added them. So it's taken a bit of time to, that's okay. It's taken a little bit of time to get the schedule rejigged. So what I've done is on my website, my booking page, I've sectioned out a good 2 hours so that we can chat, because we do tend to go for bloody 2 hours sometimes, maybe longer. And, you know, the larger the group gets, it'll be harder to answer questions individually, but I generally pick cards for you each. So you get a mini read in there for $11. It's, you know, the super chats are $11. So, anywho, oof, okay, let's see. What is happening in... Should we use those? There's a few. Oh, heck. Let's see. Those that fall on the floor. Okay. Okay, we're leveling up. We're getting to a point that we're not taking crumbs, which, you know, we're not taking crumbs. And it doesn't, the thing is, when you're moving through your ascension path, when you reach union with yourself, everything makes perfect sense. It's so, how do I call it? Yes, I have come live every Friday now, so I've added it back for every Friday on the main page, and we have Wednesdays, 3 Wednesdays a month. You get a notification on the main page, so if you haven't subscribed or you haven't clicked the bell, I actually notify you guys, because YouTube only gives 3 notifications a day. So I've had to level up. I have a year's worth of notifications there. So if I have to change it, it's going to take me a whole day. Okay, feminines. Oh, you want it all. You really want it all. You're playing for keeps. And sometimes we can get mad when we're doing that, because we're like, if we don't get the ice cream, well, what are we playing for? The thing is to always be at peace with yourself, with being authentic. And I know through my journey, you know, at times I was looking at it and going, okay, is this ever going to be? At other times I was thinking to myself, well, alignment is who I am. Is actually accepting who I am. So if I'm having a bad day, I'm having a bad day. If I'm in love with him or her, whoever you may be, you're in love with them. And you reach acceptance with that, and you make peace with every vibration you have. But you also are more willing to do the energy work, which are the videos that I'm going to do. And I'll share them through to the Members Hub first, really to help you go through the matrix of you know, your dark night of the soul. This comment that was on YouTube was to do with dark night of the soul. She had gone through it, blah, blah, blah. And now, you know, she was very psychic, which is true, because twins will become extremely psychic. So initially you end up in a stage getting a lot of energy from your twin. And then after, it becomes the collective consciousness, because you'll be very receptive to energy point blank zero. So you're really training yourself to be a psychic medium. So you need to learn where it's coming from, how to filter it out, how to flush, so that you're not on the dark night of the soul path for a very long time. The dark night is for you to do shadow work. And the more you purge the ego, which you don't squeeze it out completely, you're an acknowledgement it's there, you're able to see, visually sense. And you will tell yourself when you're in your toots. You'll tell yourself when you're just concocting crap in your mind. And you'll tell yourself to get over it. You'll be pretty darn hard on yourself. But it's spiritual talk for yourself. It's like, okay, is this the ego or is this the tuning in? And so this lady was not seeing through her third eye, apparently. And I says, well, at the moment you probably won't. Neptune's retrograde, you're going to get dream states. Also, because we have Virgo, hi sweet, because we have Mars and Virgo, it's third eye and higher heart chakra. So, you know, between the intuition, Mercury, we've got all this energy coming up in ego, which is really great. But when you manifest, it has to come from the purest form. So in order to heal, you're able to manifest. But if it's blocked and you have pain body experiences, You know, don't go manifesting at the new moon, because you'll manifest the polar opposite. You'll manifest your fear-based frequency. So it's better to be in alignment of getting your vibration high. If you're not, as I mentioned on Instagram, go through and look at the other meditation video, which I'm going to actually kind of move it up a level in YouTube so you can locate the video. So I'm cleaning it up a little bit. Use something that grounds you. If you have to, journal, write it down on a letter and burn it. Get into alignment prior. Because at the moment, from a heart-centered point of view, both masculines and feminines, we're more in lack mentality, you know, than not. And it doesn't mean to say that's a bad thing. If you are looking at, okay, there's some things in your lives you need to address, or, you know, you haven't been loving this path so far, you can turn your energy into filling a cup energetically and healing the heart and being in detachment to actually manifest that back towards you. So, like I said, I manifested over the 25 years of my journey. If I was fearing anything or angry or resentful, I was manifesting more of that. So the quicker I move through that, this is how we're coming through. The quicker I move through that and went, heck, okay, I want to sweep the dust out, get rid of the cobwebs, be in the moment. The more I could learn to be in the moment and flow with the wind, the less likely I was to manifest in a more malefic sense. So manifestation, like Tesla mentions, does come through with the third eye, but it has to be clear of ego and it has to come from your heart-centered energy. Aries and Chiron, retrograde, comes down to us. And then you've got Mars and Virgo, which is health and higher heart chakra, healing, logic, ego, anger. We've got to get rid of that. We're coming out of it, but you know, sometimes we say, how do we fight our way out of it? You know, where is it? We're looking under our armpits. We're looking to what the problem is. Sometimes it's just be. It sounds strange. It's just be. It's almost like when we're thinking, you know, the theories of twin flame union, I will literally say you can manifest in 24 hours. And it sounds ridiculous. It's no sooner do you go release the steering wheel and just use that steering wheel on your side of the fence. It's so bizarre. It would always happen to me. I'd be like, heck, it's over. I've let go. Bang, phone call. And I'd be like, I just got my life together. What are you on about? Well, you're here again. Because I'd let go. The ego is telling yourself, and it's jumping timeline. So it's telling you different ways something can go. And you are doing such because you're protecting your heart and you don't want to get hurt. So you're trying to protect it and you're pushing back. And so the more you can get to a space, you can go, it happened, I'm safe. I'm not angry with my intuition. My intuition isn't responsible for another person's actions. I'm coming back to this one moment. I'll create healthy boundaries. What does that mean? Okay, I can give people chances. I can try new things. If it fails, I'm not a failure. I've eliminated one way of not to do something and I won't do it that way again. Oh, but what if they do that? It doesn't matter, because if you don't, it won't work. And what I mean by it won't work, that pattern won't resonate with you. So you won't get triggered by it. So you're eliminating, as you move forward, to a healthier way of being within the connection, that it just won't resonate with you, so it won't show up. So sometimes when it goes ghostly silent, what you need to understand is you kind of think, hey, I'm single and all the rest of it. The thing is, if you're single, that's fine. But if you're meditating upon a person psychologically that is in the twin flame union, either masculine will be with someone and you will not, and you're like, I'm single. Why does this happen? Because psychologically you're either healing over them or thinking about another person. And until you reach closure with that and learn to live in the moment, choose that other person if you wish to, or step back from it. And I know it sounds crazy, but it happened to me. So I'm sharing my experience of my 25 years on the journey. That's how it would happen with me. It would be like, oh, you know, this feels safe over here, which ends up being your imprisonment, because you're choosing something, you're building pyramids and you're choosing safety. Another thing that can happen is you have a destiny, but you haven't addressed it. You may want to start a business. It might be wanting to go on a holiday or doing something. And I know these times are a bit different at the moment. But if there's something your soul was supposed to do, sometimes the stagnancy can occur because you are supposed to address those prior to reunion. So it depends on what you're going through. And that's why I do the coaching session, so we can link to your wound. We can find out where the blockages are. And as you do work on it, don't put pressure on yourself. Trust the process. A lot of conditioning coming up. You know, I did a mini read on Instagram yesterday, and it was just jump on, have a chat. Because I heard from a lot of twins, and they inbox me for my regular clients. I try and keep up to date with you. You know, we are soul family. So if you do become a person that gets readings from me, that too can happen. We're looking at lineage. We had the moon in Cancer. And that on the 5th, the moon's in Cancer. So we have emotions relating to our lineage, our creative projects. We're trying to come to terms with it, but we're also trying to move our shit forward. But it's very traditional. Sounds crazy, but it's fixated, tunnel vision. When we get Mercury, the moon, all of it in Leo, whew, third eye. Keep your eye on the ball. What's that show? Caddyshack. Yeah, keep your eye on the ball. Not masculine. The logic of your goal. Where you're going, highest octane, you know? Where you're going to get that balance. Because between you both actually, and I know this sounds crazy, but the more, I always knew my twin more than maybe other people did, but because not the potential, they're hidden, which is the shadow of me. I was thinking that this morning. We really are the shadow of each other. When you can look at that and you can understand that each of us have a shadow aspect, and we do have a little bit of masculine in us and our own energy, and the masculine has a little bit of your demeanor in them as well. So when you look at that, you can understand how to balance it. It does benefit you. There is a lot of traditional energy here. And the first wave is to break down the traditional paradigm of connection. So it does become really complicated because we might be thinking about our family, our children, you know, what our roles are inside of connections. And again, with Mars and Virgo, we are literally looking at the foundation. That's why at the moment with Uranus, we're having a lot of base chakra issues. So if you can't go to the toilet, or you're getting dehydrated, you're having panic attacks. It's the Ascension energy at the minute with the astrology. Don't go into vengeance, okay? The memories can be a cruel place to live. Different if they're in the high vibration, and we should never go to one octane or the other. Yes, it's important to look at it, but the mind at the moment is a vicious cycle. And you're trying to purge it, but it's coming back because the universe wants you to look at something, and that's for both parties. Both parties are going to be incredibly, what would I say, potentially triggered, disillusioned, a dare walking through the woods in the dark with no night goggles on. Yes, there can be jealousy, but it's almost you have a map mapped out. It's like you want to hand your twin that and you want to say, this is what you need to do in order to move forward. I feel some of you are taking a very logical approach in your twin flame connection. And that can be, what would I say? You're changing your ways, but it's got to be authentic. And, it, you know, sometimes when we acknowledge something that we need to change, that we're fighting it, and we move to acceptance, and then we get to a space that we are saying, okay, this is really addictive, which I can tell you, twin flame path does feel like a trip. Feels like a bloody trip. So when you're going through that cycle, when you're trying to correct patterns and you're coming to it, for some of you it may be, okay, I'm freaking the heck out. I want to message my twin, but I'm not going to because I know that they have a karmic, or I know that they have a situation going on, or I'm becoming needy, or you know, anything to do with that. It feels as though whatever pattern it is that you're trying to break, and it can even be the self-loathing energy and the false-fulfilling prophecies. Writing a magazine, and I should write a book as well. Hi, Dawn. That's really where you guys are getting to. It's like, okay, the devil in the detail, trying to really go, okay. And maybe some of these things can be things that you don't want to look at right now. Oh, if they're with the karmic, what would need to happen? Is it out of your control? Yes. Does that make you angry? It's okay to. Are you worth it? Yes. Will they come? Yes, more than likely. What would need to happen? Not your problem. You stepping into alignment saying, this is what I need, and not putting a time frame. If you have a time frame, it actually is, feminines or masculines, okay to have a time frame. But you need to forgive yourself enough to say, okay, and that's the healthy boundary, and it's a bit of a pill to swallow. I am choosing to wait currently. It's a choice, it's our power, but the Ascension kind of drags you back, so I commiserate with you. So I've been there. Those of you who saw me with the tie on YouTube, losing my cool through my twin flame journey, 2018 or 19 was it? I shared it to the members up, so if you want to go see it, it's in there. Everyone's like, we love that video, YILDIZ. I had a rant. I was like, okay, you know, they teach you to have detachment in the twin flame path. Detachment, and we're like, what does that mean? Does that mean just be a doormat? No. Does it mean I can't have dreams? That's what I screamed about in the video. I had a tie on and I was being masculine on screen, all right? I was like, no, I can have needs. No, I can have dreams. I will not be angry at Cinderella. Yep. Had to stop reading fairy tales. Not that I ever believed in them anyway, but I doubly didn't believe in them after all the adversity I had through my awakening. Congratulations. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but wow, do you learn a lot. I know a lot about body language. I know a lot about reading into things way, way too much. Good old Virgo energy, 12th house for Libras. But you learn a great deal about what's necessary junk. You're like a hard drive at the minute. With North Node and Gemini, you're a hard drive. Right, you're in overload right about now, and it's saying, okay, we need to defrag. We need to defrag and dump the junk, because in order to manifest that brand new beginning, and, you know, look at where the nervous energy is coming from. Is it that this person was a solution? Because sometimes we do look at it. It's like, if I have that, everything in my life will be complete. And I'm not saying it is, but, you know, you don't know that you actually subconsciously have this empty vessel inside of you while that person's away. So it's like this longing, this emptiness, this other half of you is missing, and you can't understand the rejection. You're like, it doesn't make any bloody sense. It's like, you're here, you're hot and heavy, you're gone. MIA, no contact, turn up. You know, this is between me. Climb in my window, hang out with my family. Don't want to talk to me. Now, when I look at it, I'm like, okay, he didn't want to let go of my family. Why? Because he wanted to check up on me. And because he hadn't actually let go. Or because he did resonate with my family. And he, you know, very nice man. Besides the point. So, when you know the person's humanistic potential, and you get chalk and cheese, and you get, you know, hot and cold, it drives you to the loony bin. It's natural. But you let go, let go, let go. The more you let go, the more they come towards you. Why do you think the 40-day no contact rule's there? And it will go longer. But you've got to have courage of steel. I'm standing by my laurels. I know who I am. I know this person loves me. I know when I let go and I don't control, it flows like a river. And then the food for the thought is for those of you that do actually have. So the resisting a temptation is breaking old habits. Break the habit, break the chain. PPE. Virgo's health. Washer. Do what you need to do. Break a pattern. Is it hurting? Yeah. You have to have courage to stand and say, I love you, but I can't do X, Y, Z. Not be angry though. If you're angry, there's a pain body experience there. It needs healing, because once it doesn't define you, you're a very different machine. Very, very different. You will treat yourself with respect. Everything you sought inside that person or anybody else, which Val, you know this from experience, you know, we kind of feel, and it is spoken about quite often. I can't believe I'm talking so much to one bloody card. We believe so much that we are going to be on mission with twin. And the whole thing is what's never discussed on what I've seen so far. Forgive me if I'm wrong and feel free to quote another channel. Where we talk about mission with twin, you know, especially very, very spiritual people, we're like, oh, we're going to be on mission together. You know, we're going to do something together, but you don't understand what you're doing already as mission. Because the people directly around you that you trigger, you are helping ascend. And I did say back in 2017, we'd need a lobotomy. And I feel the reason why people resonated with my channel is because I was very real. I would turn up, I would be awake all times of the day. I would give you the energy, which I'd usually gone through a purgatory experience a good month prior, and I go, right, this is the energy and this is what's coming up. Because I would look at my own shadow and I would be in the thick of that purge, crying on the floor, talking to my spiritual friends, digesting it, and then sharing it with the collective. So when you do go through these things, you're squeezed and squeezed so much that you just break these patterns. Who you become on the other side of it, you start realizing the ship is sinking. And you only go so far. Self-preservation is very unique. Many times you will, you'll lose friends, you'll lose jobs, you'll walk away from things because they won't resonate. You'll feel they're attacking you. You go into the dark night of the soul. Things shift out of your life. The fives come, and I was saying 5 the other day. And once you integrate the numbers, you are the numbers. You won't need to see them, and you probably won't see them all that much because your soul and your Gaia connection is connected. And you can manifest in 2.5. You're just really careful about what you think because you know that's going to happen bloody fast. When you get to courage of steel, it does mean that if you return into your connection and you can't do something, if that means you're going to lose it, you're accepting of that because you're not controlling. Because you know the limits and you have become your best friend. You do love people. You don't run from them. You don't run from your wounds. You run into it. You're like, I won't allow this situation to define me. I won't fear it. People around me are not my enemy. They are the black sheep of the family, just like me. Age of Aquarius. Because you're going to have this happiness, right? But you can't go to excess. It is almost like, see, Neptune and Pisces is when we can't handle the download. I'm going to go into toxicity. And when we did have Chiron and Pisces, which is why I'm starting the magazine, is because we're going to have Jupiter in the house of Pisces. Now, it's still retrograde. It's in the house of Aquarius at the moment. But for the Twin Flame Collective, you guys go through Ascension prior, so it's pretty hard for you at the minute. You're going to be very tired. You're going to be getting a lot of psychic downloads, headaches. Certain zodiac signs will be gaining weight. Why? Because you're going to be busy. Which zodiacs are they? Pisces and Libra. But again, it's spiritual junk. But once you are getting to the point you're gaining, it's usually a pre-warning. You're going to need the fuel on your body for your co-creative energy. And so you'll go thin and you'll gain weight again because you're storing that sacral chakra and solar plexus. And most of us at a creative level, think about it. You know, I'm starting a magazine, a new YouTube channel, a Facebook page. There's going to be zodiac signs. It's going to be a spiritual hub for that. That's going to be astrology, recipes, promoting people's businesses free of charge. You name it, it's going to have it on there. But again, co-creative energy. You've got to build it up and not share it unintentionally so that you can pour it into the birth of a baby, which doesn't have to be a child. It's a co-creative energy, and that's also with manifestation. If you're sharing it through energy, vibration, and getting emotional, you're diluting your frequency to manifest your twin flame journey. You're spending that kitty wastefully. If it's done intuitively and you can bounce back out, it's helpful. But staying in that vibration is draining you, and it gets to a point, it's permission-based. And that's why I said initially you will have the psychic downloads directly connected to twin, and then it'll be the collective consciousness, then it'll be people around you, and you'll be agitated and creating angry boundaries, and you're spiraling. You need to go, whoa, naughty corner, stop. Okay, what's going on? Listen to myself. Journal it down, burn it, acknowledge it. because moving into something, it is avoidance. It's avoidance of the wound, and sometimes it's too heavy. And this is what I said to this lady on Facebook. Your dark night of the soul doesn't end right away. Fallacy. It will go when your body can't handle anymore, and it'll come back again until you can move through those vibrations. And at a point, it'll be very hot and heavy. And it's a compliment. It means your body is upgraded enough to deal with that ascension, to dive deep. And you know, you want to get through the junk. It's like jumping into a rubbish bin. It stinks, it's zesty. And you want to get to the bottom of that so that it can't hold you down anymore. And then you'll purge. You'll be going to the toilet, you know, you can throw up. Ascension. Great, right? So if you can, you're going to have a celebration, right? I'm hearing noises. I've cleansed downstairs. I'm going to cleanse upstairs. You are going to have your celebration, but be careful. Don't sabotage yourself, and also, you know, don't get into a point that you're trying to dilute with a Band-Aid your emotions. Your emotions are important. Both of you, okay, you guys are in your dream states, okay? But it's 4D. It's 4D at the minute for feminines, and it is to do with this connection. You could feel delusional, like, is it going to be, is it okay? Some of you might have anxiety attacks, and that's even for us in reunion and union. You know, it's been coming and going. Panic attack out of nowhere, you're like, whoa, what's that? Do expect the Schumann resonance to spike around the Lionsgate portal if it's not already. Because the collective consciousness is raising, but it's from ego. There can be riots. Come back to this moment. Don't be part of it. Be in the eye of the storm. Use your energy more appropriately for, you know, the things you want to manifest. So you could be getting dizzy at the minute. You could be getting headaches because you're in the 4D. Once we can move, you know, drink your fluid, do some crown chakra meditation. Your nervous system is affected. Eat the food groups to balance the nervous system. Use amethyst and tourmaline. That's going to really help, you know, protect your crown. Because you're getting a lot of downloads, but you're stuck. And some of the shadow you could be seeing from your masculine. Oh my God, it's never going to happen with my feminine. Maybe she won't want me. Is it going to be okay? And again, your mind, you've got to jump out of it, feminines, because it is other people's energy. You got to filter the junk. Okay? He's like, wow, man. Went through a red light the other day. Shit. And I'm on the ball. Get out of your toots. Okay. Masculines. They know they haven't been responsible, but they're ready for a connection. They also are looking potentially for those that were in connections. And even if they're not right now, they're looking at the past. Wow, that wasn't so great. Yeah, could it have been? But no. You know, when we're trying to sum something up in our life, it's almost like many of you will say, hey, I heard my twin single. Why hasn't it moved? Or, is my twin single? I haven't heard from them. If they're processing junk, they're not fully present on this 3D realm. Okay? This is exhaustion. Because relationships require energy, and it's sacral chakra energy. And when exhausted, Mars is in Virgo. That's masculines. Unwell, run down, tired, looking at detail, analytical monkey mind, you know, looking at the shadow, and Aries and Chiron. So they've got Aries and Chiron, and they've got Mars and Virgo, and Jupiter and Aquarius. Too many problems, 99 problems. And, you know, you want the island, I want to give that to you, but I've got 99 problems right about now. You're not my fault. Like, I'm not angry at you. I'm trying to deal with getting up again. The planets are giving them grief. We can look at some situations that they're kind of repeating and doing, and we do this. We've been there, feminines. Look at your path. Your path is your saving grace for your psychology. Did you outgrow it? Yes. Are you still working on it? Yes. Is that okay? It's fine. We wish we were better, but that's what they're doing. They're connected to Jupiter, Mars, You know, we did have Jupiter in Pisces. It's good old 12th house. That's, you know, that's Bedlam. That's home and family crap. That's the psychology of things. It's spiritual values coming up. But with it expanding, it's their psychology. It's like, how did I see that? How did I not see that? Thinking over all the things you said. Now it's back in the house of Aquarius. So it's, who am I mixing with? Who is this person in my bed? You know? Repeating cycles, we don't repeat cycles. We do them differently. We look at them differently. But it's also showing us, don't you repeat the cycle and the same cake won't be made. And again, if you have an attachment and you feel that means you won't have your twin flame union, that's incorrect. Okay, they're having the courage to come back. This is in the past position. They're looking back and going, I wish I had the bloody courage. I wish I'd moved through. They are ready now. And again, this sacral chakra energy nearing the Lion's Gate portal is really going to be peaking. And it's where they're going to really have, you know, those choices. They're like, right, yellow chakra. I'm ready to tackle that. I'm ready to co-create this connection with my life. I'm ready to do this. And this is passionate, swift, and fast. What was their foundation before? They were unsure because, how do I put it? There's no point a person coming half-assed, okay? That's why. If this person wasn't ripe and this person had spiritual blockages, you would have been babysitting blockage. And no man or a woman is an island. And in their mind, they were like, if I come towards you, there's a lot over here looking pretty darn on it imbalanced. But again, it's almost like we feel we have to, or we owe a situation something. They were holding on to hope, but again, giving power away. And now they've realized it takes consistency. They've seen a pattern, and, you know, it's them to forgive the situation of, I didn't see that before. I didn't see that person in that light before. I didn't see this pattern with other people in my life before. The giving away of the power with the sacral chakra in reverse was power taken, but it's permission-based. But logically, initially, we don't see it that way. So now they're realizing that they do have control. They're trusting their instincts and they have a better intuition. Plus, at the Lion's Gate portal, this is where it's coming up. And yes, there could be crisis in family. So if they're in a karmic connection, funny thing is clarified, despair in reverse. It's acceptance, because it's like, I need to let this go. I need to let this go because this isn't working. What are their instincts? Well, wow, you know, who am I? Who am I as a masculine? What do I want? That was the one download I had very synchronistically. You know, to reach union, you can't be with another person if you don't know who you are. And if we can't even manage our own energy and our ascension, can you imagine trying to manage it as well as being in union? You can't. It's too much. That they knew this energetically, and like I had to look back at my journey and say, hey, my masculine was being fair to me, because I would have been like, I'm going down like a summer ring. And we could say that it was because we were separate, but it wasn't, because the blockages even in my reunion were coming out, which were inside of me. And that was troublesome. It was like, not healthy, not good. So the revelation they've had is, oh my gosh, I had empathy for this person. Might have been children, might have been family, might have been mother. Trying to make everyone else happy, and then they weren't. And then they were like, well, if they're not bloody happy, and I'm doing this to try and make them happy, and then suddenly it dawns on them, what about my happiness? Get old enabling. Yeah, giving the power away in their connections and their relationships. This is where they're moving back to self and going, whoa, man, that ship sailed. I'm glad that ship sailed. That ship's about to be sunk. I'm going to sink it with my own hands. Unhappy. Delusional. Disillusioned by it. Choosing correctly. Choosing correctly. You guys do need to protect yourself. If you have had a hard week, you do have the Ten of Swords. You're picking up on energy. You need to allow the energy to occur in that person. If they are becoming agitated, if you're with them and they're becoming agitated or they're having an emotion, just be in awareness that they are feeling energy. Don't allow it to affect your mindset. Compassionate, understanding, loving. Even when I would get the downloads, when I was separate, I would breathe it in. Oh, wow. Where did that come from? It wasn't me. I was in a good vibe. I was just hanging bloody washing out. Bang, the energy would come in. Okay. Acknowledge where it's coming from. Don't always feel it's masculine. It could be mother, father, brother, sister. Who were you thinking about prior? You'll know if it's your twin because the first thing you'll think about is, oh my God. Is it? Check. Were you feeling that way before? No. Were you talking to somebody before? Were you thinking very, very heavily on them? Check. Okay, it's that person. And again, it's all to do with your twin flame path. So when it comes in, you need to flush like a toilet. So politically correct on YouTube. Breathe in and say, acknowledgement accepted. I'm defragging. Blow it out. Get rid of it. And then think of something else for 10 seconds. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Focus on a book if you have to. Focus on a picture. Focus your energy back onto something. It's channeling. You're channeling through the third eye. You're going to need to do this in this next week and a half. The Lionsgate portal's third eye, third eye, third eye. You're going to feel it. Especially if all this crap down here is going on. While you're embodying their vibration, they're not feeling it. Push it out so they can embody it and they can detach that vibration. They need to make peace with that. So effectively, you know, True Heart mentioned this the other day. It's like we swap energy. They can be up here, then we're up here. It's cycles, but then you do get to an equilibrium where you're both on that same vibration because you're owning your own energy. You're connected, but it's almost like you're too connected. You're still going to be connected, but you're going to be connected spiritually now. No, not good. Not fun. You're safe. Stop thinking you're not safe. You're safe. Okay? Just don't be stupid. Safe. You have power. You have power. Stop telling yourself that. It's rubbish. It's all in your head. Mindset. What if they come back to me? What if they do it again? To the left. Gave you a golden ticket to the show. We did our best. Be in the moment. Comes back. Okay. Yes or no? Up to you. What are you supposed to learn? Mind bravery. You're trying to be strong. It's okay to cry. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to have a moment, have a moment. Go and do something high vibe as well. It's, you know, every day is a 3-course meal. If you're only having Ascension, which comes in anyway, you're not giving yourself a stable diet. You need sunlight. You need oxygen. You need co-creative energy. You need sleep. You got to balance that. Balance it because this is going to affect your vibration, okay? Your mind at the moment with the third eye, really do some third eye clearing. Self-worth. Your foundation. Self-worth doesn't mean that this person ain't having dramas. Don't take that personal. That's them. That's not you. We can't have a relationship with another person until we have a relationship with ourselves. And that's what they're doing right now. They're trying to come into this energy. They're having the revelation. Oh my God, I haven't even been giving a crap about myself. I don't want steak. I want vegetarian. Or I don't want to go to the movies tonight with you. With whoever that is. I don't want to be your doormat. I don't want you to tell me what to do. This is giving power away. But it's because we're having an unhealthy relationship with our personal boundaries. We're giving our power away. It's like it is what it is. They're the boss. Oh. This has to happen to go into the cauldron of Hades to go, no, I don't think so. Then you can have a relationship with your masculine. This is what we're doing right now, is having that personal relationship. Getting to know what we need, what we like, what we dislike, yes and no's. Once this happens, you got to know how it goes. Don't be an ego. You know how this goes. Yes, we do reap what we sow, but we don't need to get mad. Is it always going to be? No, because you won't dance with the devil. 3 cards for feminine, please, and then we'll tie it up. Feel free to put your questions in. There's a shift happening here. Merely what I'm seeing at the moment is we're being prepared. Can't say any better. We're getting prepared to liberate ourselves from our monkey minds and the situations that we don't resonate with. Get into the third eye of peace. Breaking free from negative attachments. What the hell is this? Break free. Lionsgate portal, come and join us. Got the webinar. We've got the meditation video that's opening the day before. I changed the date of the Lionsgate portal webinar online so that it will occur on the day of the Lionsgate portal. Transformations. Yes, you're going to feel, you know, things are changing. You got to go into the shadow. Thanks, wait. I'll get it in a tick. You got to go into the shadow of your fears. Allow the change to happen. And the funny thing is, evolution and change. Let's quickly talk about that. Uranus and Taurus. We're having North Node in Taurus next year. It's already happening, and there are aspects happening on the day of the Leo moon. So the uncertainty and the changes can happen abruptly and quickly. And this month we do have Uranus and Taurus going retrograde. So for the masculines, again, it will link. This is their self-esteem suddenly grabbing the bull by the horns and it changing and shifting. And it's sudden. Uranus and Taurus is like a box of chocolates. It's like you can be in Hades and you can end up in heaven in 2.5. It's sudden. You can be rich and be bright. But you're evolving through that experience, and it's meant to happen, but it's taking us to a transformation time. So masculines and feminines, you are about to go through a portal of looking at what you don't love to fall in love with what you do, and then being liberated and evolved to reach your personal liberation for your union path. Let's see. So who was it? I can have a look at that. How you doing, Emma? How you doing, my love? I feel for you, you're noticing a lot of things about your twin. I don't know if it's your twin you're giving advice to or somebody else. It's loving and it's supportive. You feel like you're in labor? Yeah, tell me about it. Your head, it's like this, but it's, how do I put it? I don't know why I'm hearing the term mother for twin, and it's like something to do with a relative. There's something going on with a relative at the moment, and it's really concerning them. They feel very anxious. It can be a memory. It could be something going on. It feels like with a feminine energy, but it feels DNA. Does that make sense, doll? And you're like breathing. Whatever this is, be it you're aware of it, it feels like family. Is this making sense? Yeah, it's like, I do feel, just really gauge it and get to a point you make it very comfortable to talk about. Especially if there's been more wounds there to do with interferences and things like that. For instance, just get to a comfortable place that you can speak about it, maybe talk about your experience in your life on your side of the fence. So it makes it very neutral. And also say, hey, we don't have to agree on everything, but definitely this is a safe space. Then you can tell me how you feel. I can't change that. That's who you are. But I kind of feel they are going to open up to you about what's going on. They're really deep in their toots. They're also thinking something to do with work at the minute, where they're going. But you've got a lot of creative ideas going on. I don't know, next 2-3 weeks, you have a lot happening. Your head, you're gonna feel dizzy, woman. That's, yeah. In the woman, I don't know why I said that. It feels more from the co-creative energy. Oh, your head. Do you need to get glasses? Because the eyes are going at the moment. It's like you're straining on something. It's going to happen. It's dun dun dun. It's kind of like it's moving really quickly. Whatever it is, it feels it's super fast. It feels super fast. It's foundational. Look, usually when you get the base chakra coming through, like I said, yeah, well, I was feeling eye strain. So when your base chakra goes, we have Aquarius energy at the moment. And of course, Aquarius energy is Uranian energy. So you're going to get dehydrated. Now, when we're changing things, 2021 is a 5, we're changing things and we're starting Pluto's retrograde. It's very base chakra. We're trying to get the foundation right. Now, when we're rebuilding, but we're in fair base frequency, your base chakra is going to go. Because you feel unstable. You may feel unsupported. So if you can see something going on with your twin, for instance, I'd come back to you and just express, to your twin. If you feel that you are needing to say, hey, I'm freaking out at the minute. Even if it seems so trivially and silly, you know what I mean? You don't have to be masculine. You can be a masculine in your own life, but even being a masculine in your own life, as we say to them, hey, you need to open up, you need to talk, well, so too do we. And we can tend to get in our toots a bit and go, I'm going to be strong, because we've been strong the whole way through the journey. You have to, right? But it's also okay to be vulnerable and say, hey, I'm kind of second guessing myself here. The astrology is doing that at the minute. So it's going to pass. You're going to have some clarity about how to move things about. Use red gems. Drink, if you want, smoothies that are red based. And do some breathing exercises and guided meditation. Charge your crystals. Ask universe to bring you it in the highest octane. And look at it like, okay, well, if it's out of my control, I'll do what it is within. And then just release. Yeah. Yeah. Don't shrivel up, doll. It's all from within as well. Just believe in yourself and allow the change. You're having a rebirth, so rebirths all suck, right? It's changes. And again, I would probably look at, mother energy at the minute. Who's communicating with who? Depends on the context. Is it going to happen? I wouldn't say on the day. I would say as long as, if you were to communicate, and this has always been my point of call with Twin Flame Journey, depending on where you are in the journey, of course. If you're really early on in the piece, you're not going to listen to me anyway. You're going to do what your vibration tells you to do. If you are contacting to tell them that you're there, there's an attachment there. If you're going to write a message, do it from a basis of, I've been thinking about you, I hope you're well. And then it's not a back-ended sentence that pushes them to call you. Then you know when they do call you or message you, it's of their own free will. If it was something funny you saw or something like that, that's different. But if it's to check in where they're at because you are kind of going, I want to move forward, but I kind of can't, it's energy work, you know what I mean? But from a movement point of view, over the next 3 months, there can be a lot of reconnections because we do have Juno direct now. But we have to be wary of our ego over the next few months because we do have a lot of planets retrograde. Uranus and Taurus is going retrograde. And we do have Mars in Virgo, which is good. They're going to come through. Masculine's potentially going to come through maybe a little bit cocky. But nevertheless. Okay, who was the next one? Lois. Has something happened most recently, Lois? It feels as though something's happened recently. Something to do with maybe a download. It will move again, Dal. Don't stress. Owl medicine. Lois. Have you had something happen? Yes, look, something might have gone down. That's kind of what I'm getting from the cards. I'm so going to do my own deck again. I'm feeling as though you're feeling the energy because you're very psychically tuned in. But you know, you're able to disconnect. That's your connection with your twin, right? I feel as though you're sensing it. Just be very relaxed. That's my suggestion for you because it does feel as though something's gone down. You're feeling it and you know the energy's moving. So, you know, if something, just keep grounded. Don't have too much connection to it. Don't get paranoid if you don't get contact right away. Because this is how it works. It's like you get the download. You're like, I'm going to get a call. I'm going to get a message, right? And then you don't. And then you're like, oh, disillusionment. And then you let go. And then you get the phone call. You're like, because you're critiquing yourself. The energy turns up when it's ready. But I do feel as though it appears to be something shifted. Something's going down. I did tell you with some of the things you told me, especially channeling it, that your twin, some of the paths of what the karmic is actually wanting to go down, they're not too keen on that. Yeah, no. Nope. Nope. Dawn. Are we going to go party together? Or are you too tired, Dawn? Do you want to come party? I don't know how I'm going to get this new moon and Leo done today. I was going to get, my nails have not been done in 2 months. No, I'm not pretentious, honestly, but they're getting caught in my hair. Dawn. I feel more, Lois, they're not happy with going the path that maybe the karmic wanted it. But I don't think they care what they find. They've seen a lot. They don't want that anymore. That's all I'm hearing. They don't want that anymore. So it feels like they're being pressurized into going along with a plan. And it's not what they want. They're like, no, 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 no. I just keep hearing, nope, nope, nope. Dawn. Why do you feel you're going backwards, lady? You do know it's not bad to go backwards. We've got to rewire our brains to not be critical and say, oh, I'm unsuccessful. Here we go again. We're repeating a pattern. We've got to stop doing that. It's really not true. Do you get what I'm saying? There's something you feel and you feel a little bit disillusioned by. I also feel you could be looking at your job at the minute. I don't know why I'm saying your job's popped up in my head. And it's like, oh, you feel like you eat, praying, repeating. You're like, he's never gonna level up. He's going backwards. He's not going forwards. When he's going to go back to the person I used to know. Like I said in the main read, when they have that relationship with themselves, they've, you know, they're already thinking it. You know, it's always going to be this way. Would you always want to be that way? I'd chew my own head off. Nope. Love, we're doing this. Love, you're doing that. Love, I said, do. No. Oh, God. No. No. And I was very submissive. You know, I have a lot of compassion and patience. A lot of giving power away. A lot of tolerance. But even then I grew out of it. It was like, this does not look so pretty. It's what we don't say. Now, what they are saying is, I don't like this, and I have to do this, and this person says this, and this person says that. Hi, honey, how are you? It doesn't match. That's what you've got to look at and detach from the timeline. Because you're telling yourself, you're going backwards. Oh, well, he's got to go backwards to go forwards. He's got to keep going back. You know, certain things have moved in life. Oh, it's going to be better now. It's going to be better. Then the complaining starts coming up again. Oh, it's going to be better. It's going to be better. Oh, I hate it. You've seen it, Dawn. He's also seeing, I thought this would become consistent. And it has been consistent. Universe, give me consistency. Inconsistently inconsistent. That's what he's been seeing. And he's like, oh, love Homer. Twin hates The Simpsons. He said it's like traditional values. It's not good for kids, but he loves cartoons. Loves Roadrunner. Yep. So that's what he's doing. And you're like, oh, I've heard the white noise so much. It hasn't changed. Just go, okay, love. I'm going to go have fun with my friend. We're going on a trip. You won't be there. Did you want to come? It's more, I'm going to speak with the pun here, and only Dawn can understand it. It's a better trip than the one you're having. You're like, he won't miss me when I go. I hope you enjoyed the laugh, Dawn. Yeah, no. So don't tell yourself that, because it's not true. They're not having fun. And I would, you know, initially, yeah. Initially, I would say to myself, you know, if they're not happy, why aren't they maybe let them sit in it? People outgrow things that we don't resonate with. And the thing is, what they're trying to prove also is you had nothing to do with that, because it was their personal choice, and that's what we need to let them, allow them to have. That, I just got to make peace with this. It's not for me. You know what I mean? Who's next? Was there anyone next? Anyone else want a super chat before I hit the road, Jack? Did I miss anyone? I don't think I did, so I did Dawn's. Doesn't have to be a twin flame question. It can be a question about anything. That's okay. I wish I could come with you, Dawn. You would laugh at me more. They will. It does come together. You just got a lot of changes at the minute, doll. You're going to find you're going to probably be a bit more energetic soon. But Mars and Virgo is more mentally, you know, it's a bit of a... It's a party kill, right? Leo wants to have fun. Saturn wants you to get your crap together. That's on both parties. So, if you want it, build it and they will come. If you want the hot body, work on it and it will come. And I was thinking to myself, I'm launching a magazine. I've got to wake up at the crack of dawn, get my sports shoes ready, drag my corpse body around the block, because I spend 90% of my day in the office. And I'm even eating soups. Thanks, Val. So, focus on your passion. They are. Yeah. It's a hard one. Oh, well, don't teach them the tips I taught you, doll. Tell them to get some third eye clearing at the moment and just do breathing exercises. Also, those of you that have Reiki, yoga experience, if you have your own business, because I am going to be launching the magazine, what I am doing, and I already have one person who is a subscriber, and there's somebody that I've known for over 5 years now through my coaching. They started a business and they've done really, really well for themselves. If you want to be in the magazine, it's going to be called the Magazine of the People, it's the Age of Aquarius. So there's going to be lots of different things in it. There's hopefully the recipes, also chakra recipes. I've started getting all the tools for the chakra recipes to record the video. And I have asked a chef friend. Yeah, what I was going to say is basically if you have a skill that links to spirituality, and I've got 5, or you've got a business, and it's very new age, or it's cutting edge, and it's something that you're really working to launch, contact me. Because I am going to be having a second YouTube channel, which is already there. I just haven't got a video on it at the moment. So I'll try and do the commercial for it. And then that way I'll add it to this YouTube channel as well as give you guys the link. And what I'm going to do after I finish this video, when I got 5, is go and add the links to the Instagram channel for the Age of Aquarius magazine. You can go to the website at the minute and it has a second page. The second page is the Age of Aquarius magazine. And you can click the email. If you click onto the email, I'm going to be giving away 10 editions a month ahead of time before anyone else sees it. And I'm also going to have, it will end up being a subscription, but there is a portion of the magazine that will be hosted on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And I'm going to be interviewing people. We're going to have recipes. We're going to have guided meditation. It's going to be a spiritual hub in the members zone, but there's going to be posts on those platforms as well. So if you have a business or you want to work with me, PM me on my website or drop a comment and get connected with me. Yoga, meditation, counselors, organics, you name it, we want it. Because we're promoting people here and we're talking about real situations as well. It's got reports in it, and it's got energy of how to balance your chakras and things to that degree. So it's an all-over magazine. Love you all lots. Did I miss someone? I did miss someone. I'm not going to go. Will there be a ready to... Yes, before the end of the year. It is supposed to be for... I was going to open it up January. But the more organised I get, it can be even earlier. I'm still building the template. The template's 90% done. And then I've got to put them into... Technically, it's 12 editions, but it's not. The first edition will be viewable, which is a portion 1 week edition. That is viewable monthly. But the whole component of the magazine is 4 components. So, yeah, I've got to make each component and then add to it. We do have a chef that is or a pastry chef that is going to be cameoing in the magazine. And they're going to be recipes for Mother's Day and Father's Day and things like that. So I've got to contact her this morning, and she makes the most beautiful cakes. That's Cynthia. She's on my Facebook page. I've shared it to I've got to keep remembering the name of it. The Age of Aquarius magazine on Facebook. If you go, you can see the chef who's going to be in the magazine. And she's, as I mentioned, a dear friend of mine as well as someone who followed me on YouTube. And she's going to be giving us tips. She makes beautiful cakes. So thank you, Cynthia. I've asked Cynthia. And I've asked another few friends. And so come through. Love and light. And I'll see you later. Before I go and I forget, no more talking. So if you've got anyone you want to share, the fact that I have a magazine coming up with, yeah, just share it. share it through. Yes, there will be a launch by the end of the year. So 10 people, though, will get that prior to the launch. So join the email list if you are interested. There's no subscription. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just going on an email list. And then I will give you updates. You might get sneak peeks of the magazine behind the scenes if you're interested. You know, any updates. But 10 of the people that end up in the email list will get a copy ahead of the game. Okay? But you need to be in the email list to do such. Love yous all. Take care.